Hey yo, what is poppin'? It's your boy Whiteout, and today we are back with some more red, and this one is Money Ties, which you guys told me in the comments down below on a bunch of other videos that this is kind of Money Game 4. Like, it's giving Money Game 4. It's not so much aligned with the series, because this one's also, I guess, a spin-off of, like, the Cujo one, too, where I think somebody was saying that this is Ren and a guy, I don't remember his name. I just don't know how to pronounce it. It starts with an N. I know that. But this is a collaboration between these two guys that I think they both got screwed over by this Cujo guy. You guys can let me know if I'm wrong in the comments and and you guys can correct me. But I'm pretty excited for this. I'm pretty excited because, Money Game was fire. Money Game was fire. Let's lock in for Money Ties, though. Let's see.
Godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into the world, and we cannot take anything out of the world. But if we have food and clothing, with these we will be content. But those who desire to be rich fall into temptation, into a snare, into many senseless and harmful desires that plunge people into ruin and destruction. For the love of money is a root of all kinds of evils. It is through this craving that some have wandered away from the path and pierced themselves with the many pangs of greed.
Money. That's insane. So right off the bat, right, just to kind of like tap into this a little bit, them talking about this, somebody actually did comment, the love of money is the root of all evil. When I said money was the root of all evil on Money Game, they said like the love of money is the root of all evil. I didn't even know that they were, what's it called? Like quoting this song. I didn't even know that. That's so funny. Now I'm like seeing all of it and it's tying together. But yeah, I mean, if you're content with eating, like, food and the clothes on your back, you are living life and you are loving as much of it as you can, versus people who desire all these luxuries and all that, who fall into that temptation. So I feel like he's gonna go off.
And pierce themselves with the many pangs of greed.
Money makes the world go round. Money makes a pure man lawless, proud. Money makes a man's verb consummate the noun. Cause an action to a thing is inspired by the pound or the dollar. False prophet preach profit and we follow. When the scholar teach dishonor, that's a bit the pill to swallow. The biggest bank robber are the banks and the politicians, but you
Ooh, the biggest bank robbers are the banks in the parlor?
The biggest bank robber are the banks and the politicians.
Are the banks in the parlor? What does that mean? Hold on, I'm gonna go to the captions.
Oh no, that's a bit the pill to swallow. The biggest bank robber are the banks and the politicians.
Wait, is that politicians? I must have.
But judiciary.
Oh, okay. That was completely on me. I could not understand what he was saying. It's probably the accent.
The biggest bank robber are the banks and the politicians, but
So it paused at titians. That's totally on me. Yeah, I mean, that is facts. I'm gonna leave the subtitles up for this one because I missed that one. It's the rapping that kind of got me off because I thought he said parlor and I was like, wait a minute, parlor. I was like, what does that mean, parlor? But yeah, I'm gonna leave the subtitles up for this one. I know somebody did mention to put the subtitles on if I don't understand it, so I hope you guys are good with the subtitles being on. Let's lock in.
The pill to swallow. The biggest bank robber are the banks and the politicians, but judiciary are whores. What a shock. When we lose sight of live and let live, forget your soul is made much richer by the love that you give. If you're living just to make a living, that's all that is. And when you're lying, slowly dying, well, you die with a grin. Now digging up the root of evil, money too like a blade. You can slice across the jugular or carve and create. But when the money ain't the means, but the means is the money, you start to compromise ideals for dollars, morals get bloody. Now let me...
Ooh, that was fire.
The means is the money.
You start to compromise ideals for dollars, morals get bloody. Wow. That's a fire line, which is like just compromising your ideology, right? That's how you say it. For dollars. So your morals get bloody, which, could equate to like, killing somebody for money, right? That's the extreme. But, like, in reality, your morals getting bloody is, like, let's say you stuck to your morals and you're like, I don't want to lie, but, you lied to make an extra $1. That's your morals getting bloody. That's you harming your morals. That's a fire line.
Start to compromise ideals for dollars, morals get bloody. Now let me tell you a little story about a boy named Ren. Born March 1990 in the Celtic Welsh ends. We didn't have much, but mum and dad, they made enough to put hot meals on the table, fill our bellies full of love. A little sister fell into the picture. Oh my God, we loved her, made our family richer. Then we both got older.
Ooh, made our family richer. You hear that? You catch that right there? You catch that little line? Made our families richer. Because it wasn't about the money. It wasn't about the money. They had food on their table, right? So he said they didn't make enough. They didn't make a lot, right? But they had enough to put the food on the table, you know, maybe live a little comfortably, and that's good. You know, at least he doesn't have to sit here and like lie about his upbringing and be like, you know, I was from the hard streets and all this stuff. No, he had a mom and a dad, and they made enough money to put the food on the table, but you know, nothing crazy, right? And then a little sister fell into the picture, and his family became richer because they didn't go and make the money. Oh, that's such a fire line. I like the rapping. I like the rapping. I'm not gonna lie, when he's like spitting bars and stuff. But yeah, it made the family richer. Like, you know, his little sister coming into the picture, which is a fire line. Wow, that's insane.
The picture, oh my God, we loved her, made our family richer. Then we both got older, world a little colder. Life, it had a way of chipping away at that shoulder. I held her and I told her, hierarchy, status exists. Sometimes the purity of youth gets snatched, leaving you stripped. You'll learn that love is not enough, it's not a world for a kid. So toughen up and buckle up, because it's bumpy as shit. And there'll be those who take advantage of the light in your soul. And there'll be times you feel the cup you're filling leaking with holes. And that dark can get much darker, we all must grow old. But listen up, my little sister, hold these words to your close. Keep that kind heart kind, humankind are in need. Never ever let this world make you bitter like me, because this world needs.
Ooh, so he's giving his sister like a kind of a pep talk where he's like, hey, you know, like you're like such this little precious thing, you know, and the world is an evil and dark place, and like I want what's best for you in this world. Oh, what an amazing story in this one, Money Ties. What an amazing story in this one. Is like I like hearing more about his background too. I like hearing more, like I like hearing him sing about his background, because it makes it more personal, you know, it makes it more relatable, and it just like, you know, it makes me understand him better, which helps me in the long run understand his music better, you know what I'm saying? But having like that, like talk to your, like, you know, talk to like a younger sibling, or like maybe like, you know, for somebody at home, like a niece and a nephew, where you grow up and you're like, hey, you know, or maybe even your own kids, right? You grow up and you're like, hey, you know, the world isn't all sunshine and rainbows, you know, it's gonna beat you it's gonna beat you to a pulp, right? And like, you don't want them, you want them to always be better than you, right? You always want them to be better than you, because you want them to live either the life you've wanted to live, or the life that you want them to live, which you hope for is to be better. So like for him to sit down and have that conversation with her is like a great thing.
Humankind are in need. Never ever let this world make you bitter like me, because this world needs love, and love it leaks from you, see. Sis, this world needs light, and you're the brightest I see. I see your wings have feather more than ever. Mine were torn by my oppressor. Sickness scorn me, but whatever. By your side we fly together. Give me flight when I could never. A releasing of the pressure, and the pressure makes a diamond. I will shine with you forever. Fuck greed, fuck depression, fuck bullies, fuck the jealous. Fuck every man who made you feel less than a treasure. And fuck a world that makes us feel small. Fuck the forces that divide us. Now's the time to stand tall, because money makes the world go round. Money makes the sick boy sicker somehow. Money gets a man mug punched in his mouth.
The sick boy sicker somehow. Money makes the sick boy sicker somehow. Is he going off on the medical industry? I know he isn't a fan of the medical industry, right? Especially with his past, and like you know, he probably had a decent amount of money to be able to help, you know, help with his being sick, but at the same time ended up getting him sicker. But like, I mean, that is true. Like, you know, the amount of stuff that, you know, you will go and you will try to have fixed, and then they'll give you something else that causes you to even get sicker, or like spiral out into like addiction and stuff with some like prescriptions. And it's just like, the money that makes the sick boy sicker somehow, because at the end of the day, he's just getting sicker through that. You know, I like that he goes after like, you know, I'm talking like big medical like corporations and like the entire medical industry, because I feel like there's a lot of hidden stuff that isn't so much said. So I mean, I think it's cool that he definitely does that.
Money makes the sick boy sicker somehow. Money gets a man mug punched in his mouth. Money run the gang thug, drug money plow. Money makes open case close. Money bend law, make war, make goals. Money gives a poor man hope. Money saves lives, takes lives, money both. Money is, money isn't, money's just that. Money's just a concept, people are trying. Tax up the poor man, feed up the fire. Money's just cash. Take money, take money, take money, take. Fake money, fake money, fake money, fake. Money ties, money ties, money ties, eh. Money lies, money lies, money lies, eh.
Money lies, eh. No people, no profit, but it's profit, not profit as in making dollars or anything. Okay, so we went into it. It just auto loaded Money Game Part 2. Somebody told me in the comments to make sure I watch until the actual end, because sometimes there's a little after credit scene. So I wanted to make sure there wasn't one for that one, because apparently I did miss one. They said it wasn't important, but they just told me to keep that in mind. So I definitely will. I really like that one line though. I mean, he had a bunch of good lines in it, but this one line right here, let me just pull it up real quick.
Fake money, fake money.
I think it's right here.
Up the poor man, feed up the fire. Money's just cash.
It was right before this.
Money's just that. Money's just a concept.
Money's just a concept people attract is one of the lines I wanted to go back to, because yeah, money is just one of those things where everybody desires money. Everybody just desires how many, the most amount of zeros at the end of that 1 or at the end of that 9, or, they just want all those zeros. They want to be able to not even fathom how many zeros they have. And it's one of those things where it doesn't make you a better person. And it's just it's one of those things that it's made by man that technically should not have as much as an impact in it as it does in society today. There was one more. I think it was, where was it? Yeah, money gives the poor man hope. This line right here.
Closed. Money bend law, make war, make goals. Money gives a poor man hope.
So, money gives a poor man hope, because you sit there and, you just want to do better, especially if it's for your family, for yourself, for your loved ones. And, you have all this hope and all this, thought in your head that it's, that you can make it out and stuff, right? And it gives you that hope, and a lot of times it ends up being false hope. And then just to go to this one too, because this line is also an amazing line, where it's money bend law, make war, make ghosts. I mean, money, there's corruption, right? There's corruption where you could break a law, and if you have enough money, you can get out of it. People go to war for monies, which tend to make ghosts, because people are dying for money in general. And it's just the way that he explains it, just one makes sense, but not only makes sense, it's just it's real. And that's what I like about it, is it's real. But overall, absolute banger, an absolute banger. I can see how people say it's not so much a following the storyline, but it is an equivalent to Money Game 4. So, or it would be a Money Game 4 type deal. So I appreciate you guys for telling me to watch this one. And yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I like hearing him kind of rap too. I like the different styles he switches up with. I think it just all works very well. He knows how to he knows how to, I guess, what would be the word? I know he knows how to produce it, right? He knows how to give it to you. He knows what cadence to give it to you in, and he knows how to do everything so well that's so different, which is really cool. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys haven't, absolutely smash that like button. Honestly, it's pretty cringy if you guys haven't. I mean, I'm not upset at you, but come on, guys. What we doing here? What we doing here? It's okay. It's okay. It can be fixed. It can be fixed. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button, because if you haven't, what are you doing, bro? Just subscribe. Join the Whiteout Army. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.